Another big mistake I see people make in going through a divorce is letting the voices from other people come into the conversation too much. We've got people going on to AI and trying to find their solution to a divorce or an answer they want. We got people going into moms groups or dads groups, these Facebook groups that put ideas in people's head, and then they carry that forward, and we've got to hear that in the divorce. So getting bad advice and bringing it into the divorce, it's one of the biggest things I see people make a mistake with in a divorce. If you hired a good attorney, listen to that good attorney and let that be the voice that tells you how you should proceed. Another big mistake I see people make in divorce is having unrealistic expectations. And these unrealistic expectations are often set from stuff that somebody saw on TV or a video on the internet or heard in a mom's group on Facebook, or a TikTok video they saw, and they get these unrealistic expectations set in their head, and then they don't change that position when we give them good solid input and tell them what the actual law is. A huge mistake I see people make in divorce is trying to conceal or hide assets. If it's big enough that you want to hide it and keep it away from your spouse and keep it from being divided, it's probably big enough for the rest of us to find. The most common assets to hide are bank account funds. People will go open up secret bank accounts and start filtering money into it and just think that the rest of the world can't find it. It's a big problem in some divorces, and I recommend that you don't make that mistake. And a big divorce red flag, one that's probably going to tick a judge off even worse than if you tried to hide assets, is dealing with children. If you're trying to change a child's life to conform to what you want after the divorce, instead of going through the processes the correct way, you're probably going to tick off the judge, and you're probably going to get your divorce going off the rails. If you move your kid to a different school just because you think it should be without that going through a logical process, if you go pick up your kid from your spouse's house when that child's been living there, and you move that child to go live with you when you didn't go through the whole processes for that. These can be huge mistakes. If you upset the system too much and get the judge upset, you're going to have problems in your divorce. If you've made one of the big mistakes in divorce, or if you want to avoid making mistakes in a divorce, give us a call. We'd love to help.